My name is Travis Larson, and this is my rotation tessellation project. We're going to start out by opening GeoGebra by clicking the Start button on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, which is right here. Then you want to get rid of the axes in the Algebra tool by clicking the X in the corner, so you should have a blank sheet that looks a lot like that. Next, you're going to click on the regular Polygon tool and make point A here and point B. Next, once the two vertices are down, the box shown right here will pop up. Change the vertices from 4, which would be like square, to 3 to a triangle, because you're making an equilateral triangle. Once you push the OK button, the figure to the right should show up like this, and that is your equilateral triangle right there. The next direction is to draw a random line from point A to point B, like the figure to the right, using the pen. Click the button Rotate Object around point by angle, and click your line that you just drew, and then point A. You want to change that to 60 degrees. Like here, you want to change that to 60 degrees because you are making an equilateral triangle, and all equilateral triangles have 60-degree angles. Then you want to make that counterclockwise because you want to move the line counterclockwise around the triangle. Next, you need to make a midpoint from B to C using the midpoint or center button, and this is where a lot of people get confused, so I'm going to actually walk you through this step by step in GeoGebra. I have that pulled up. First, you want to click this button, midpoint or center. You're going to click point B and point C, and that should give you a midpoint right there in the middle of that. Next, you're going to come up here to the pen tool, click on the pen, and this you want to draw it and make sure it gets on the inside here, otherwise it's going to be all messed up right here. So you want to draw a pen that goes up into here like that, something like that, and connect that. Then you want to come up here to Rotate Object around point by angle, click on your line and click on point E, and you want the direction say to make that 120 degrees counterclockwise like that. Oh, and I accidentally messed up on that right there, so you're going to come up here, Rotate Object around point by angle, click on your line, click on point E. You're going to change that 120 I just did, that made it so it kind of popped out like that, and you're going to change it to 180. On some of these you just have to guess because you don't really know exactly how it's going to work, so press OK, and you should have a figure a lot like that. So we're going to press the Escape key, then click on right click right there, Show Object, just to get rid of all that shading, so you only have that figure. Get rid of the point, get rid of that point by clicking Show Object. And now I'm going to head back to the presentation. You can just minimize that. So this right here walks you through what I just showed you in depth, and this right here is what your final design should look like. If there are some gaps like shown right there, you want to make sure that you fill them in with the pen tool, otherwise when you try to paint, the paint will spill out of your figure. So just make sure you close that up. Then once you get done with that, you want to copy and paste that into Paint, which your computer will have down here in the Start button, All Programs. Go up here, scroll up to Accessories, and it's going to be right here, this Paint button. So you're going to put it in there, and then you can design your figure. And this is how I designed mine. It's just a person with a deer on its head, because it wasn't really a real design that I could think of, so that's the best I got. Once you have your figure painted completely, rotate and copy the figure by hand in Notebook. This is where mine kind of got different because cut some of mine off. I cut some of mine off, so I had to place it in there like that. And you want to make sure there's no gaps in them. It should fit perfectly together, and your final project should look something like this. There's not many gaps in there, and it looks pretty cool because it just fits in there perfectly. And that is my presentation.